Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Minister for the Environment. Action on climate change is a crucial part of protecting, managing and restoring Australia's environment. What will the impact on our environment be if this necessary action continues to be delayed?
I give the call to the Minister for the Environment and Minister for Water.
Thanks so much, Mr Speaker, and I want to thank the member for Canberra for her question, because she knows, and she is representing her constituents when she says that climate change is already having a devastating effect on our natural environment, including through more frequent and more extreme natural disasters. Those communities that are cleaning up after floods right now will never be the same, just as those communities that lived through bushfires, like the 1920 bushfires, will remember forever the lives lost, the homes lost, the regional economies devastated. And these weren't just human disasters, these were ecological bombs ripping through our natural environment. Those bushfires, we're talking about 3 billion animals died or displaced from their homes. We're talking about 80%, the member for Macquarie knows, 80% of the Blue Mountains area burnt to the ground. More than half of the Gondwana forests also lost in those bushfires. We cannot afford to relive this past decade of inaction when Liberal governments simply gave up on our environment, blocking action on climate change, sabotaging the Murray-Darling Basin Plan, ignoring the extinction crisis, pretending the mass bleaching on the Great Barrier Reef wasn't happening. Now, this is no surprise coming from the Liberals and Nationals. They've never pretended to care about the environment. But I think that Greens voters would actually be shocked to see Greens members of Parliament getting ready to sit next to Peter Dutton and Barnaby Joyce to vote against action on climate change. They would be shocked to see the Greens voting with the Liberals and Nationals against a safeguard mechanism.
The Minister will resume her seat. The member for Petrie. Member Petrie is seeking the call.
Yeah, thanks, Mr Speaker. I just asked the Minister to refer to members, including the Leader of the Opposition, by their correct title.
I'll remind all members under the standing orders to refer members by their titles.
Yes,
Give her the call.
I will in future. Thank you. And as well as lining up to vote with the Liberals and the Nationals against a credible pathway to net zero emissions, they're also shaping up to vote against more affordable housing. They're also shaping up to vote against the National Reconstruction Fund. And we know that voting against a National Reconstruction Fund is a vote against Made in Australia. When the Greens and the Liberals voted together to stop the carbon pollution reduction scheme, we saw higher emissions for longer. I urge this parliament not to make the same mistake again, because we cannot afford another decade of inaction on carbon pollution. Our environment can't cope with that.